Okay. Om Shri Sai Ram. Pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Today we are celebrating Navaratri. Today is the first day, as all of you know. Navaratri is a festival dedicated to celebrate women. The fierce Durga, wise Saraswati, and fearless Kali are the goddesses we bow down to in this festival of Navaratri. Each of these Devis, these 9 days, they represents a different aspect of our own personality, perfectly embodied by our first speaker for today, Yamini Khasnis. Yamini is a devoted Sai Bhakt who has been studying Vedanta for last 30 years. Like Devi Saraswati, she imparts wisdom to all of us learners, Sai devotees about the great epic of Bhagavad Gita and many more. Like Durga, she is a fierce and eloquent speaker. Like Kali, she inspires us in the way she handles and conducts herself. Therefore, we are blessed to have such a learned speaker to speak to us about the spiritual aspect of Navratri. Thank you very much, dear Sister Yamini, to agree to enlighten us on this aspect of Navratri. Over to you, Yamini. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते शरणागतदीनार्त परित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्तिहरे देवी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते. I offer my most humble and loving pranams at the lotus feet of our dear Shiva Shakti Rupa Sai, abiding in the hearts of all of you, to speak through me and deliver his message on this auspicious day of Navratri. We all know that even the Devatas and those who are powerful, even the Asuras, all invoked Ma Shakti because they were incapable of handling it in spite of their powers. And she was instrumental in destroying all the demons. We all know those stories. But now, why are we invoking? Because we don't see any demons and asuras walking on the street or troubling us. Swami has told that in the Satyug, the Devatas, the Devas were all in Swarga and all the Rakshasas were in Patala, below the sea, what we call as the Netherlands. And then in Treta Yuga, we all know the incarnation took place in what was the Aryavarta, in the place called Ayodhya. And the demonic forces of Ravana was in another country, separated from what was Aryavarta, and Lanka was separated by sea. So there was once one Mahayuddha. Then came the Dwapar Yuga, when the forces came closer to each other in the same family. They were born, we all know, our beloved Krishna incarnated, and his own maternal uncle was Kamsa, who tried to harm him maximum possible. And at the same time, the Kauravas and Pandavas, the first cousins, and Kauravas also didn't leave anything to try to harm them as much as possible. And even at that time, a Mahayuddha took place. Kamsa, of course, was destroyed. And similarly, even each and every of the 100 Kauravas were destroyed. Now, in Kali Yuga, Swami says that the avatar has not come with any missile. Swami says, love is my mission and love is my missile. Because the Devas and Rakshasas are now in one and the same embodiment. And therefore, it becomes difficult for the avatar. If he has to destroy, it will be a Mahapralaya. So, the mode this time is of transformation. And that's why the responsibility comes to each one of us. So, each one of us has to invoke Ma Shakti to help us to destroy the demonic forces within us. Before we proceed with how to do that, we will just see how this concept of Shakti came from the Vedas. Because she is called as Parashakti. Swami also always says Satya Swarupini Ma. So therefore, we have to just see how the creation took place. And in that creation, what was her role? Taittiriya Upanishad, the Brahmananda Valli, tells us that Brahmavit apnoti param. The knower of Brahma gains Brahma. Because we know Brahmavit Brahmaiva bhavati. This is one knowledge which makes you that. Then it goes to tell, what is this Brahma? Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. That which is Satya, which is not destroyed in the three periods of time, which exist eternally, and it is also changeless principle. But when I say that, you may think it is a rock or something inert. To remove that limitation of jadatva, of inertness, the next definition is jnanam. It is not the objective knowledge as we know. It is a tattva. It is a principle because of which I know what I know and I also know what I don't know. And also, now knowledge comes with a thing of limitation. We are always suffering because we don't know everything. And to know that, Bhagavan says that the third definition is Anantam Brahma. So each of these three are not adjectives of Brahma. They are the very definition of Brahma. Each one has been added to remove the limitation of the other words. What do we do now? So therefore, this something which is Satya, which is Trikala Abhadita, which is changeless, how can it create? Is the question. So how did it create? The Upanishad further tells us, Tasmad va etasmat atmana akashas sambhutaha. It adds something like therefore. This therefore is exactly like the therefore we use in our algebraic equations. When we can't solve something, we say, okay, let the number of apples be x. And then what we do? We solve the whole equation, and at the end of it, that x factor gets eliminated. Likewise, today I am not in a position, I have not gained the Brahma Jnana, so I don't know that Brahma Satya and Jagan Mithya. That the world, though it appears to be there, is really not there, is not my understanding. Today I see the world as real. All my people, all the creation, everything is real to me. And to understand this creation, I have to say that let us presume that this Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, the Purusha Tattva, to create the five elements, he took the help of some Shakti. And this is that Shakti which is actually Maya, which is popularly called as Maya. Maya word means Sa Maya, which is not there. And which is not there, what happened? If it was not there means we have to presume it is there till we see the creation. The Purusha Tattva made use of this Prakriti to create the creation. And it is for this reason that this creative power, this Shakti, which is Trigunatmika, made up of three gunas, is invoked to create, to solve all our problems, whether they are Rakshasas outside or Rakshasas inside. If we need any problem to be solved, we can invoke this Shakti, who is the mother, who has got that motherly love, and she will come running and help her children. So now, having understood this, and that is how the five elements came, and five elements itself became the creation. Therefore, this creation is not just the creator. God is not just the creator of this creation. He also became the raw material. And that is why he is manifest in and through the entire creation. Now, let us come to our problem. Now, what is our problem? What do we want in life? First thing is we want to live. We want to live ever, and we want to live, and we want to live happily. I cannot suffer a trace of sorrow. My second desire is I want to know, and I want to know everything, and I cannot suffer even little ignorance. And my third desire is I want limitless. I don't want any limitations, any restrictions. And all my life goes in searching for these three things. Want to live happily, I cannot, and I want to know. The Vedas come and tell us that you know why you want these three things? Because that is your Swarupa. Just like water seeks its own level, in the same way, I seek that which is my true reality. That which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam at the totality level is at the individual level the Satchit Ananda Swarup Atma. That I in me is Sat, means it is Satyam. It exists in the three periods of time. It cannot be destroyed. I am the Chaitanya, the knowledge principle, because of which I know, and I also know what I don't know. And I am Ananda Swarupa because I am not bound, not limited. That Chaitanya itself is Ananda, and this being my Swarupa. But what happens? Every discourse, Swami begins by addressing us as Divyatma Swarupa, Prematma Swarupa. And we agree because we believe in him. We believe that he is the Lord. He's the repository of all knowledge. So he cannot but speak the truth. He is Sri Satya. But it is not our experience. And Swami says that knowledge which doesn't get transformed into experience is just information. And spirituality is all about transformation. So therefore, there is something which I am not able to experience my nature, my true reality. Mana eva karanam manushyanam bandha mokshayoho. Swami has said that mind alone is the reason, because the mind is like a mirror. It shows you your true reality. But today, that mirror of our mind is dirty. What is the dirt on it? The dirt is the same dirt which was in Ravana's mind. What was his, we all know the story of Ravana having 10 heads. Okay. But the 10 heads represent what? Swami has said. First, it represents six, the Arishad Varga: Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, and Matsarya. And the remaining four are the four faculties which all of us have, called the Antakarana, the inner instrument, which is Mana, Buddhi, Chittam, and Ahankara. We'll see it, but first we'll see the Arishad Varga. Why do we have Kama? This is all the mala, mind you, okay, on our mirror of the mind. Because our desires. Why do we have desires? Because I feel if I get this, I'll be happy. If this happens, I will be happy. And I keep on entertaining more and more desires. And I'm never, if the desire doesn't get fulfilled because of some reason, the second enemy crops up. Krodha. I get angry on the person who has not allowed me to fulfill my desire or that event or that thing. And I develop krodha, hatred and anger towards that. And if my desire is fulfilled, I should be happy? No. I want more. That's why Kama has two unwanted offsprings. One is krodha, other is lobha. And the Bhagavad Gita tells these three are the dwara for your nasha. They are the gateways of hell. But this, I don't know. The ignorance is there, and that is why all this is happening. Because if I knew I was Ananda Swarupa, I would have reveled in that Ananda and I wouldn't have entertained so many desires. This is what happens. And then these are the three desires. Fourth is Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha. Moha is the unrealistic attachment I have to everything because of not knowing the true reality. The classic example of Moha, delusion, is Arjuna. And we all know what was his problem: Aham and Mama, I and mine, for which Bhagwan spent so much time to help him get rid of that moha and take to the battle for which Bhagwan had incarnated. Okay? So that is undue attachment, which we all have because we do not know the reality of myself not being the body. So everything that belongs to the body is mine, and for that there is undue attachment, that is moha. Fifth is mother. Mother is a superiority complex I have about my caste. I have about my knowledge. I have about my looks. I have about my position. I have about so many reasons to have a superiority complex. While everything is God given, I have no choice in what I have got. And similarly, I don't have choice over what I have not got. But they say that this is a problem which is arising because I have suffered somewhere because of somebody. It happens in suppose a group of children are playing. The 10-year-old bullies the 6-year-old. The 6-year-old has no choice but to bear in silence. But somewhere he has kept that hurt. And when he becomes 10-year-old, he does not let that hurt go. He tries to bully that younger child now who has come. And this is how the cycle goes on. That's why they say any person who exhibits superiority complex is actually a victim of inferiority complex because he doesn't know the reality. The sixth of the Arishad Varga is Matsarya. jealousy. Why is jealousy there? Jealousy has got nothing to do with your ajnana. Why should you be unhappy if somebody else is prospering or doing well? For that, the solution for that, how to handle jealousy, is very beautifully seen in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Vibhuti Yoga. Bhagwan talks of everything as his Vibhuti and tells Arjuna that remember, Yadyat Vibhuti Mat Sattvam Srimat Urjitam Evava. Wherever you see glory, know it to be my glory. Acknowledge it to be my glory. When we have someone who sings well, we must be happy and tell that person, so blessed you are. God has given you such a beautiful voice. I see the God in that singing. I see His Vibhuti. And when I'm able to see that and tell it to that person, I'm not simply flattering the person. Even that person, I give him a golden chance of appreciation and yet not letting his ego go, because immediately we remind him of God's existence. And these are things which, that's why my whole life gets pushed by these likes and dislikes and all my hatred and attachments. And what happens is I land up with punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam, because the karmas keep mounting. The way out for this is karma yoga. What does karma yoga say? That whatever you want to do it with the Ishwar Arpana Buddhi, or do it as an offering to God. And when you offer it, whatever result comes of it, accept it as His prasadam. Prasada is not the thing which God gives. Prasada is the happiness with which I receive. It is my attitude which changes when I think that this has come from Bhagwan. And to demonstrate this, our rishis did the yajnas. What is a yajna? A yajna in English, we call it sacrifice. What is sacrificed? It is anything offered in that yajna becomes sacred. Whatever you may offer. And when you offer, what is the mantra? Mantra may be anything, but it comes with a tagline. The tagline is Varunaya Swaha Idam Namama. Varuna, I have offered this to you. Please accept it. Idam Namama. This is not mine now. I have offered it to you. I have given it to you. That yajna Swami did every Navaratri in the morning, and it went on for 9 days. But this has to be an attitude which we need to develop. The education in that is, I do all my karmas, offering it to Him, giving Him all the rights, and then, see, you feel it is difficult, but it can be done so simply. Once children came back from Gram Seva, and sat. So it used to be a ulta reporting. Normally, those who go for Gram Seva should come and tell, no, what has happened. But in this, when they used to come back, Swami used to tell them what all they did. That is the beauty. And then, so he told them, did you meet Radha Amma? So the children said, which Radha Amma? And we didn't meet her. They are all quiet. So Swami said, Arey, that Amma who gave you those laddus, nachnika, no, ragi muddas. Ha, Swami, yes, we gave her everything. So he said, no, do you know her? Then they all were silent. Swami said, she is the best midwife in the world. Best midwife in the world. So children were like, how? You are not asking how she is the best. Why I'm calling her best? So Swami said, see, She's an uneducated lady. When anyone comes, any delivery case comes to her, first thing she comes to the altar and prays to me, Swami, this case has come. Now please come and do what is to be done. Now this is your case, not mine. And then she does everything totally carefree, total dedication, total concentration. And she's 100% successful midwife. Swami said, why this happens? Because who she has invoked me. And who am I? I am the best. Because I do, what happens? I do and give her the credit. And so she is the best. So that is the beauty of having that maturity to make Bhagwan your partner in your profession, in your business, and offer to him. And for this, to do things selflessly, thinking of Swami. Swami has given us this Satyasai organization. Swami has clearly told that I have nothing to do with the organization. It is for your Chitta Shuddhi. That all these enemies which are there, how will we get rid of them? If I continue to do I, me, mine, how will it ever, the mind will get cleaned? So this is a chance that whatever I do it as an offering to Bhagwan, and he will wipe off all whatever the mala, because we give him the right, the power of attorney to cleanse our bad karmas, whichever they are. If we seek something from him, he is like a shopkeeper. He'll give you whatever you ask. But when you give him the power of attorney, he will give you, he will use it to wipe off your worst karmas. And this is how the entire teaching of the Bhagavad Gita concludes when Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, stop worrying, stop thinking of the results. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhya mokshishami ma shuchaha. Don't grieve, be happy. Do everything as an offering to me, and all whatever is there, I will ratify. Once you offer it to me, once you make me acknowledge my presence, I will take over. Make God, they say, make God one naya paisa partner in your business, and he will take away your whole business. And thus, in the organization, it gives us a chance to do selfless service. Without expecting anything in returns, it teaches us. But Swami has said that he wants 24/7 sevaks. So what will happen? That same attitude which I have of doing selflessly, I must learn in that, like how we learn to drive in a Maidan and then come and start driving on the highway like that. I learn in the organization how to do selflessly, how to do with discipline. We learn obedience, and then that is supposed to be translated and brought into our actions, even with our near and dear ones. Only then can we be 24/7 sevaks. The next part now. Okay, so the Shad Ripus, which are all because of Ajnana and have created so much mala, can easily be handled if I start offering my karmas to Bhagwan, and he will help to get rid of these mala one by one. Now, the other four Shadripus. They are not Shadripus, they are faculties given to us. Ravana's 10 heads, may 6 are the Arishad Varga, which we saw. The 4 are Mana, Buddhi, Ahankar, and Chitta. These are 4 faculties given to us. What does the Mana do? Mana is the volition. Shall I do? Not do. Shall I eat? Not eat. Shall I listen? Not listen. that mana is created like that to make us understand. But we can't live like that forever. I have to come to a decision. That faculty by which I decide is buddhi. And how do I decide? Because I have a third faculty, which is the faculty of recollection. I can recollect my past experiences, relate to them, and then take a decision. It's like a memory bank which we all have. That is how I take decisions in life based on my past experience. And after having decided to do a particular action, I need to do that action for which one more faculty is given to me, and that faculty is called ahankara. The I notion in the body is also another faculty. But what has happened? These four, why they become enemies? Given by God, they are faculties. We should make proper use of them or not. But what happens? They are all guided by those Shadripus. The mind will only run to what gives me happiness, and it will empower the buddhi. All my data is also like that, which will give that inputs. And the buddhi also decides like that, and the indriya will also. And therefore, all these four together, what is in English we call as the mind, become our masters. And once they take over, it is said that the mind is the best servant and the worst master. So I need to learn to master the mind. And how is to be done? What? Because I need to understand the nature of the mind, the nature of what it is, why it is given to me, what is the purpose of my life. And for that, what did Swami do in every Navaratri? Morning, the yajnas were done to teach us to do our offering selflessly and accept whatever comes as prasad. And then every day, at around 4 o'clock, there was the Veda Purusha Saptaha Jnana Yajna, in which eminent speakers were invited by Swami. Devotees would narrate their experiences, and even it is going on even today. And the cherry would be, the top would be Swami's discourse, in which he corrected all our wrong thinking. He told us the nature of our mind and how we need to change it. But very few listened to him. I say listen because hearing is a physiological function. The listening word comes in Sanskrit, it is called Shravanam. Shravana word comes from Shru, which includes Vichara. So listening means listening with due care and attention. Once Swami was walking in the darshan. An elderly lady suddenly called out to Swami. When Swami looked back, she said, Swami, I love you. So Swami said, love my words. Love my words. What did Swami mean? Think of it. How many discourses Swami has given? How many? It is na bhuto na bhavishyati. No avatar has done such a thing. How many interviews? That is okay. But discourse, Swami used to say, my every photo is my darshan. My every speech is my interview to the lakhs and lakhs of people. And therefore, it is very important we pay with due attention, we listen to what he wanted to tell us. We don't have to wait for Navaratri talks, because just as there To do Karma Yoga, Swami gave us the Satyasai organization to train our minds to think properly, to behave properly. His teaching is being continuously broadcast through the radio side. An unbelievable phenomenon in which you have a discourse channel of Swami, which is giving discourses 24 by 7. You only need to listen to them, and automatically these six will go with seva, with selfless seva. The first six Shadripus will be taken care of, and these four can be taken care of by Shravana Bhakti. It is important to listen. See, the Vedas give a beautiful story why you should listen. 10 children were going on a picnic. So the teacher told that just see, whenever you go, after some time, do a head count. So you come to know if anyone is missing and you can immediately track that person. They say, okay, and they keep doing it sincerely. At one time, it happens that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The monitor who is there, the leader, goes on counting twice, thrice. Now he is in a panic mode. He says, now somebody is lost. Now we have to search for that person. Who is lost? They are thinking, and they are small children. They are about to cry. There's a passerby there. He comes and tells, children, will you listen to me? So they say, uncle, we are in a hurry. We have lost one of our friend. So please don't waste our time. He says, no, if you listen to me, you won't have to go to search your friend. So they say, what are you talking? So they say, anyway, they look at each other, let's listen to him, come. So they say, okay, tell, what you want to tell fast. He says, just stand, I'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You are the 10th person. The Vedas tell it, Tvam Dashamaha Asi. You are the 10th. Where was that 10th person lost? Was he lost? He was not lost. He was the one who was counting. He knew or not that he is there. I am. Everyone knows. For that, I don't need Vedas. I don't need anything. I need Vedas for that Vishesha Jnana. In that boy's case, that he is the 10th person. To understand that on your own is not possible. He would have counted n number of times, he was going to do the same mistake. It needed somebody to come. And who is that somebody? Kaschit Karunikaha. Listen to Swami's discourses, the love with which, the concern with which that Mother Sai tells us how we should change, how we should know our true reality. What is important for that boy? When someone tells, first thing, I need humility, I need patience to listen. And when I listen, see, the Vedas tell that you need Ishvara Kripa, you need Guru Kripa, and also you need Atma Kripa. I must have that attitude, let me listen and correct myself. That knowledge, Tvam Dashamaha Asi, should change into the Anubhava, Aham Dashamaha Asmi. When Swami addresses us as Divyatma Swarupa, Prematma Swarupa, that should change. When Bhagwan says, you are Divyatma Swarupa, Prematma Swarupa, the Anubhuti should be, yes, Aham Divyatma Swarupa. When then is where Bhagwan will find his fulfillment in all the trouble he has taken. But we must understand that that boy's case, it was a one-time problem of not counting himself, was a one-time problem. So in 1 minute, this problem got solved. and they all walked away happily. But when it comes to the anubhava of aham brahmasmi, it is not a one time error. It is not that I have just forgotten for some time that I am Brahma. From Ananta Janma, I have taken myself to be the body, taken myself to be the mind, the intellect, and entertained all those Shadripus and did all kinds of wrong things to fulfill all that. And hence, what happens? I have a huge baggage with me, a baggage of samskaras, of identification with the body, of attachment, of hatred. And hence, one more we need to do in this Navaratri. That is called popularly as meditation. What is meditation? Sajatiya vritti pravaha, vijatiya vritti rahita. A capacity to think of a single thing to the exclusion of everything else. And that is why we all are past masters in meditation. Just think, if your child has not come back from school and you're standing in the balcony waiting for your child, the bus has gone, it's getting dark, you cannot think of anything but your child. Let anyone go from here, go from there. You are like Arjuna. You're just looking at that point where you will see your child. Nothing, no other thought comes, no hunger, no thirst. Why? It happens because I have a value, I have love. And that is why we have this importance of the Shravana. Why you should listen to meditate on Bhagwan, you need to know about him. And that is where Sai Radio helps you. That is why the Shravana, the beautiful episodes, the beautiful work done by all our brothers, the Samarpan sessions, so much Swami has kept. It's like a kit, it's like a package given to you to get rid of all the enemies, of all the Rakshasas inside us. Only thing we need to do, we need to understand that this is what Swami wanted. And therefore, for meditation, what do you have to do? That Aham Brahmasmi, that I am divine and everything around me is divine, is something which I need to do again and again and again. Arjuna, when he said, Krishna, I think everything is okay, but meditation seems difficult. And what will happen to me? Will it all go waste? All my this, he says, no, it will not go waste. But you can do meditation. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihate. Repeated efforts. And for repeated efforts, what you need to give time. And to give time, what you'll have to do? You'll have to cut down on something which you have been doing. Something which was you were spending time on, some things has to be curtailed and devoted for meditation. Swami has given different methods for meditation. The first thing is the bhajans help us. The bhajans help us to learn the art of concentration to some extent, because for that 1 hour, my mind is a monkey mind. It is going everywhere. But for that 1 hour, at least it stays from that Ganapati bhajan through all the devatas, and it finally ends with a Sarva Dharma bhajan. So in between that only spectrum, the mind keeps fluctuating. And that also for us as Sai devotees, in everything we see our dear Swami, whether it is Krishna, whether it is Rama. And so we do not have much fluctuation even in that. And we enjoy the bliss, and the mind is slowly trained. And that is why the one dosha is of the chitta, ashuddhi, which is taken care by the seva. But chitta vikshepa, that distraction of the mind, is to be overpowered by making it concentrate. Swami says you can make use of anything. You can make use of nama or japa. If you take any japa, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, the, the Omkar rises in silence, the Omkar merges in silence. The japa rises in silence, the japa merges in silence. Silence is your true reality. Slowly the japa can be reduced, and I enjoy that being in that true reality, free from any distraction. Bhagavan says that the mind is not going to be so easily controlled. So, Swami has given an idea. Make this mind a watchman. Okay? When you sit for meditation, what you do, you make him a watchman. And what that watchman should do? He should observe what is going inside and who is going outside. Okay? So now the mind has to be given some work. So that is a work. Now who is going to come inside and who is going to go outside, you decide. So Swami says the Soham meditation. What is Soham? Saha Aham. Okay, as a Sandhi it becomes Soham. So every time I think Saha, I breathe in. When I breathe out, Aham. And keep the mind there to watch. Watch every breath. With every breath I take in, Saha means He. He means who? He means God. And He means His creation. I breathe in oxygen, Saha. I breathe out Aham. What is Aham? All created by me. What all I have created? First thing, now I have created carbon dioxide. Breathe out. Breathe in truth. Breathe out all the lies which I have spoken. Breathe in love. Breathe out hatred. With every Saha, every Aham, and keep your mind the job of watching. Slowly, a rhythm will set in and the mind will stop getting distracted. After that, the meditation can start. And Swami always advocates the Jyoti meditation. In Jyoti meditation, he says that what is required to be done, that in the night when you light the Jyoti, okay, the day you do the Havana, in the evening you listen to the discourses, and in the night, when you light these beautiful lamps, take that lamp, that light, अखंड ज्योति जलाओ साई मन मंदिर में, दिव्य ज्योति प्रेम ज्योति ज्ञान ज्योति jalao. Pray to Swami that I light this lamp of knowledge, of wisdom, of love, of understanding in my heart. And from there, that light of that knowledge goes to my eyes, goes to my ears. We all know you all have been doing Jyoti meditation. So each of my indriya gets purified. It cannot think of anything else because that light of God is traveling all along my body. My whole body is charged with His love, with His wisdom. And then I have to take the Jyoti outside. That same Jyoti, see, we should understand that when Swami's Jyoti lights up my Jyoti, see, that is the beauty. Jyot se jyot jalate chalo, prem ki ganga bahate chalo. The beauty of this is the light, that Jyoti which kindles, and the Jyoti which gets kindled, both are same. There is no difference. That is Brahma Jyoti. And what gets lit in my heart is the Atma Jyoti. And that's why Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. That when I bring in that, my meditation has to be that every divine aspect of Swami is in me. All my limbs, all my this are infused with that divinity. Then I take it outside to my family, to my friends, to all the society, finally to the whole of universe. Swami said it should also, you have to understand that the whole universe is manifestation of that same divinity. Isha Vasya Idagum Sarvam. Everywhere that same tattva is manifest. I appreciate that. And if I am able to do this, see that tattva, then and then on the 10th day of Navaratri, I will be successful in installing Lord Rama in the throne of my heart, which is Ayodhya. Ayodhya, Swami says, is not that place in the north. It is that place which no one can conquer. And once Lord Rama gets installed there, none of those Shadripus, none of those Rakshasas can do any harm to you. And that is the Vijaya Dashmi. That is when I conquer, making use of my Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, all together. All the Devatas, the Navadurgas will all come and help you to install Lord Rama in your heart. And Rama is not that Kodandadhari, not the Sita Pataye. Sarvatra Ramanti Anandayati iti Ramaha. And once he's installed, then it is only happiness, happiness, and happiness. They say when Lord Rama was born, the sun didn't set at all. That was the happiness of the entire creation. And therefore, we end with a prayer to that Lord Rama, to that Sai Ram who is installed in our hearts on the Vijayadashmi day to never ever let us go. I end with a prayer which is in Marathi. That prayer says that, O Lord, let me be always and always and always connected with you. Let me be in constant integrated awareness of your presence. Let my every cell, let my every drop of blood be used up to fulfill that cause for which you have incarnated. And even with my buddhi, never, never let me go. Lord Rama has given the promise. Sakrudeva prapannaya tava asmi iti yachate. Abhayam sarvabhutebhyaha dadami etat vratam mama. It is my vrata to give abhaya to all. And who are these all? Sakrudeva prapannaya. Once, if you say once, oh Lord, I am yours. Please, if you say Sakrut only once, that I have surrendered to you, Tava asmi, I am yours, O Lord. And then he says, Abhayam sarva bhutebhyaha dadami etat vratam mama. Afterwards, you may even say, no, I surrendered that time. I told I am yours, but now I am taking back. No. Bhagavan says that once if you say you are mine for life. Okay? And that is the beautiful prayer which is in Marathi, which says that Upekshu noko, never ever let me go. Okay? So I end with that prayer. Sada sarvada yoga tuza ghadava, तुझे कारणी देह माझा पडावा, उपेक्षु नको गुणवंता अनंता रघुनायका मागणी हीची आता. साईराम.